Sorry about that, yo. My dog is deciding where he wanted to be tonight. If he wanted to be over here, or if he wanted to be. My wife is doing some crafting tonight. She's a very creative person, so she was. We're asking the dog, where did you want to be tonight? Because we don't want the dog to run around too much, but you know how it goes. You know how it goes with the dogs. Hi there, Sky Digger. How you doing? I hope you're. Are you? You're not the band, the Sky Diggers, are you? Are you a fan of the Sky Diggers? What was the song they had? They had a few songs in the early '90s. They were good. Were they the Things I Do for Money? Was that the Sky Diggers? Showing my age a little bit here. I don't remember. Absolutely Hockey, welcome back. This is gonna be a tough game tonight. This is gonna be such a tough game tonight. This is gonna be not a fun to lose to the Nordiques as they did last time they played the Colorado Avalanche. Not will not be fun. Mike Johnson, the Mike Johnson. Do we have the Sky Diggers and Mike Johnson in here tonight? Yo, nothing but the heavy hitters. Nothing but the heavy hitters tonight. Hope we can pull through. I hope so. Oh, we do have a fan of the Sky Diggers tonight. Excellent. Tell me what the best Sky Digger song is. I feel like this to those. I used to listen to. I don't know, you guys, Montreal guys. Show'em. I used to listen to Show'em all the time when they used to play more Canadian music. I don't feel like they do as much anymore. Like '90s Canadian music. They're mostly. Sorry, I'm looking for my glasses wipe here. Where did I put that bad boy? Ah, there it is. Yeah, when they used to play like a lot of '90s rock, man, that's like my bag. I was talking to pal about the Watchmen the other day. That's like my era, kind of like the mid to late '90s. The early '90s, like the Sky Diggers, a little bit before my time, but I still listen to them. 10:45 a.m. Where are you? Where are you? So that it's 10:45 a.m. Joe the Snoop. Trying to think of my time here. 10:45 a.m. Is it? You like an eight? You in like Australia or something? Right now? I'll give you everything. That's the Sky. Okay, that's the track. That's the track we're gonna look up. Love it. So you guys know we're gonna have. I'll put it up shortly. You can watch the game highlights as they happen on the Montreal Gazette website. We do have a special episode today of Hockey Inside Out with Chris Nyland and Rick Green. If you guys want to check it out, they are talking about this very rivalry that we got going. Oh, Joe, you're from Sydney, Australia. Okay, I guessed. I guessed correct. There you go. Dogs can do what they want to do, yet extremely lovable. Do you want to be on camera, bud? No? Maybe? Meh. He just wants to chew whatever piece of paper I dropped on the floor. That's more his bag than being on the live stream. All right, hold on. Let me get the lines for you guys tonight. So no lineup changes expected, including in goal, where Jakub Dobeš will start a second game. By the way, apologies for not being able to do the live blog on Tuesday. As you know, there was a bad blackout everywhere in Côte Saint Luc, and I was one of those people who kind of had to adapt and make some alternate plans because of it. No Canadians lines yet. Am I crazy? I don't know. We got them right here. All right. Here we go. Same line. Texier on the top line with Suzuki Caulfield. We got Slav, Kapanen, and Demidov, of course, although they've been pretty cool lately, actually. They haven't been that good lately. You got to watch them. Watch out for them. We got Anderson, Deneau, Gallagher. Deneau's been playing great of late. And then Bolduc, Evans, Doc. Bolduc's been playing great of late. Matheson, Gooley, Hudson, Dobson, Jack-Eye, Carrier. The defensive pairings tonight. A bit of an interesting move. Gooley, I don't... The problem is right now is that they've got 4 left-handed defensemen, and none of them are particularly great at playing their opposite side. So I don't know what... Something's got to give eventually. I think what will give is... I do think Jack-Eye is maybe like the one who's a little bit better on the right side, but he plays well with Carrier. And I definitely feel like they want to give Carrier against the bigger teams. You definitely notice him a little more, having a little more trouble. So I'm not surprised against a super fast team like Colorado that they might want to shield Carrier just a little bit. Why is Doc on the 4th line? That's a very good question. I guess he's just not physically 100% yet. He's not mentally 100% yet, I would say. Physically, I think he's probably fine. Mentally, he's just like not like fully using his body yet. And Texier's been really good with the first line. So, and then they're not going to put Doc on the second line. Third line is third line. So he goes on the 4th line. But honestly, Doc and Bolduc make a lot of sense together. Doc can go fish the puck out of the corner. He can go get the puck off the boards. And Bolduc can set up in the slot. So, I like it. Michael Paul. Hello, Michael. You're watching from bed. No computer access. Go Habs, go. Well, thanks for popping in and saying hi. I appreciate it. Gooley is playing with Madsen. That's the line that I got. I know, it sounds weird, eh? Let me 100% confirm that for you, but those were the lines that I got. So I don't see why that would not be the case. Carrier and Matheson. I just think that Carrier is they're shielding him. I just don't think they want him on a top pairing. He gets a little exposed sometimes. I don't think he's bad by any stretch, but I do think that a little too much Carrier can be an issue. Jack-Eye with Gooley was good together. I think so too, but I think they are ready to start playing Caden Gooley some more. If I look at the game log, he didn't play much in his first few games back. So he's been back for 8 games now. And he played around the 18-19 minute mark, went down to 14 against Buffalo, 15 against Ottawa, went back up to 19 against Minnesota, 14, 16 Buffalo, Boston, and then 1942 against Vegas. I think now he's back to where they trust him again. I think that's kind of the deal. Really. Is Galley, Deneau, Anderson even a good line? I don't think so, but I think Deneau's been playing well. I think Deneau and Anderson have been playing well. So there you go. I guess I'm singling out Gallagher a little bit, who I think has been playing a little bit better lately. Do I think that that's like a great line? No, but they do have. I don't know. You don't want to put them on other lines. I guess is. I think they're better off on that line together than mixing around with different lines. But I know we've talked a bit about giving Anderson some more time because he's been playing quite well lately. I think the Abs will be a serious issue after the Sens result. What happened in the Sens game? I missed the Sens game. Did they lose? Yeah, Colorado's still. I mean, they're still the best team by a leg and a half, but they're not as good as they were at the start of the season. They had to come back to earth a little bit. The fourth line tonight will be a force in the playoffs. Hello, Stugats. Habs need to get size and grit in the trade deadline for our bottom six and a possible top six guy that can play with the team and depth D. Yeah, depth D is definitely. It's not a playoff run unless you grab like a couple of Mike Weavers off the pile, trade off your third and fourth rounders. Hello, Rick Woods. Good to see you again. I wish Martin St. Louis would take Gallagher off the power play, but he's not going to do it, which is upsetting. Yeah, I don't. Not only do I not understand why Gallagher's on the power play, I find that they end up rotating and he ends up like up top, and I'm like, that's the last guy I want. That's the last guy I want handling the puck at the blue line with nobody behind him. Oh well. Oh, I missed. Sorry, Karen, I missed you in the chat. Where did I see you? You're not showing up on the chat for me. I don't know why. I do see you though. Weird. Okay, whatever. So be it. Karen, I do see you. Hello. Oh yeah, the chat's being kind of zonky tonight. Why is that? Not everything is showing up in the chat. I don't know why. Line 8 isn't playing. Line 8 is not playing Sky Digger. Line 8 is not ready yet. I He's ready. As far as we know, he's like, if they needed him and it was a playoff game, he'd play. But they can afford for him to be 100%. Your choice, Gallagher on the power play or Eric Raymond as goalie coach. Well, he's not. They've already chosen that the latter will not be the case anymore. By the way, I would love to get your thoughts. Do got to ask you guys, what do you guys think about Eric Raymond being fired as goalie coach? I know we've talked about it a little bit here on the live blog on and off. Are you guys surprised? Surprised that it happened at all? Surprised when it happened? You surprised it didn't happen? Should have happened earlier? Uh, yeah, let me know what you think. Do you think that there'll be a noticeable change in the goaltending? Absolutely Hockey says, I'm glad Eric Raymond is fired. It will help us. Love the one that we have in the interim. So they made it fairly clear that was Mendocino, the new guy, that people were looking at him as a possible goalie coach. So he was always going to become the goalie coach. That was always the plan. So I don't know. I don't know. The Habs made it seem like they were going to let Raymond ride out the season and then not renew his contract, but who knows? One thing that was clear is that Raymond was not a Bergevin guy, or was a Bergevin guy and not a Hughes guy. So it makes sense that they would eventually get rid of him. Yeah, the new guy has a good tracker. I mean, all the goaltenders when they come up from the AHL look pretty good. Now, granted, it's one thing to be a good AHL goalie coach, one thing to be a good NHL goalie coach. And I think we would all admit that a lot of the goalies that the Canadians are using at the moment or maybe not like, there isn't a Andre Vasilevsky or Connor Hellebuyck in the hidden locked away in Montembeau or Dobesh, but they've had success before, so it feels like why not figure out if a coach can maybe coax something a little more out of them. It was a great decision to let him go now, to not ride him out because it was going to be bad with our goaltending. I mean, they got to figure out something. They got to figure out something with Montembeau. I mean, this cannot go on. Like, he's really not playing well, and you can ride Dobesh into the break, but then after that, I don't know. They gotta hope that 2 weeks is gonna reset Montembeau. 3 weeks will reset Montembeau. Skydigger says, I guess we'll have to see the results in Nets to see if it's a good decision to fire the goalie coach. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the goaltending is, it falls on the goaltending. There's only so much coach can do, but I think there are definitely some fundamentals that we see in Montembeau's game that are just like, I mean, and Dobesh is not the most, textbook goaltender out there either. So Mendocino's going to have some work cut out for him, but he is familiar with all the goaltenders, so he knows them. He made Monty look good when he got back to the NHL. Had some good games, but struggled after leaving the goalie coach to hand the NHL. Yeah, I wonder how much of that is Mendocino, and I wonder how much of the decision was made about, did Monty go back to the HL and then tell the coach, "Yo, I had a great experience down there. Really liked working with that guy." I don't know. That could be possible. Eric Raymond was hired in New York by Gorton. Oh, I didn't know that. There you go. Joe the Snoop says Raymond needed to go. It's not the fix all situation. Underlying issues as well. Yeah, I mean that's the thing, right? Montembeau and Dobesh, I think you can only do so much with those guys. Like, you're not turning either of them into Vezina winners. But I think with Fowler, I think we can all see that the potential for Fowler to be like a true number one goalie, I think, is a little higher than the two, current incumbents. So I think they really had to have their coaching in place to prepare themselves for when Fowler does come in. Well, right now, whoever's going to go down to the AHL and be the AHL goalie coaches is a big job ahead of them, because a lot of this team's hopes are pinned on Jacob Fowler becoming the guy in a year. Honest question: would you put Dobish back in nets if he plays well tonight and wins the game? Absolutely, I do. 100%. I think you got to ride They play tonight. I think they have 4 games. They have 4 games till the break. So, yeah. Patrick Lane's wife now, I should say, said that he could play nets and still score 40 goals. I know he looked slow and his 5-on-5 play was slow, but I think that there's still a big goal scorer in there. I'm not ready to, not as a goalie, but you know what I mean, though. Bob, you didn't see the usual Gazette link? The link is here. Is it because it's not on the front page? No, it's on the front page. You know what? I will say that the Gazette, of all the Gazette issues, the web page does load a little slowly sometimes. But hello, Bob. Good to see you again. Yeah, just to let you guys know, I said I was going to be here on Tuesday, but there was the blackout in Côte Saint Luc, and so I had to go work on that. I mean, I had to work on that, but I was also, as you guys know, I live in Côte Saint Luc, so I was also dealing with the blackout in addition to having to work on the blackout. So that's why I couldn't get in there. Hey Dale, big game tonight, boys. We really need this win. We really do. Oh my God, Buffalo's right in there. Hey, Harry, good to see you again. Avs are in a bit of a slump. Time to take advantage. This is a winnable game in a sense. I know it's weird to say about the NHL's best team by like 10 points, but it's true. The Avalanche are kind of going into the break not as hot as they were, and the Canadiens have a chance to enter the break really hot, which I think would be really huge. Hello, Kelly. Go Habs, go. You know it. Just another snowstorm in Toronto. I know you got. Hey, Toronto, you guys got some weather too. Everybody in the Northeast, our friends in New York got some pretty bad weather too, and it's pretty. Wherever you are, I hope you're warm and safe, and you have power. And if you're in an NDG, I feel sad for you because you might probably don't have power, and it's really gnarly in NDG this past week. And if you live in Côte St. Luc, apparently you're going to lose power again on Monday. So if the Habs play Monday, like, I don't think I'll be able to do the game on Monday. Maybe I'll decamp. I'll go do it from a bar or something. No, it'll be too loud. I can't do it. We'll figure it out. Habs have the eighth hardest schedule rest of the year. Yeah. Is that a new anthem singer? Mulan? That's fun. I'd have a new anthem singer. Minus 13 for us tonight. A few days ago, it was minus 17 Celsius. You in Montreal? It's even colder. Minus 20 a couple nights. Oh, Atlantic side of Canada. You got bad storms too. Well, yeah, no, Chris Nyland is in Halifax. Not in Halifax right now. I think he's in New Brunswick right now. And he said it was. He said some of the worst driving that he's seen in ages. Buffalo, Boston, Tampa are playing easier teams and easy schedule, and we're getting the hard schedule. Yeah, well, we started with a pretty easy schedule, so them's the break sometime. Ooh, ooh, I don't like that run on the national anthem. I shouldn't comment on the national anthem. I can't sing. Can't sing for my life. I'm not one to judge. And PEI, oh, would love to go visit PEI someday. Maybe this summer. I always say it's gonna be a summer thing, and then, it gets like full. Like you can't book a hotel, can't go anywhere, and then it's like, I missed out. But I don't have time to book it right now. I don't know when I don't know when my time off is. Dale says we need big game out of Dobesh. Oh boy, yeah. Where would this team be if they had average goaltending this year? Mark says I'd be very fine. I'd be fine if we see very little of Montembeau the rest of the year. Like if this team had average 900 save percentage goaltending this year, uh, where would we be? Posted several weeks ago. Monty average per season in bad for a guy who's been around for so long. 9 win save percentage, 869. I know, or 869 save percentage. Yeah, 344 goals. It's crazy. Like it's like the one. It's like a weird blemish on the team. I think the team is. I think Gordon and Hughes are building a pretty special team here, but the goaltending remains very much a real worst work in progress. Mark says we have the worst anthem singers in the league. Music degree here. Ouch to our anthem singer. Got to give it up for Gideon Zellmeyer though. I believe he's also a music scholar. He doesn't sing that often, though, I will say. He doesn't sing that often. Come to rural southwest Ontario. The school's been closed for a number of days. God, the kids must be restless. Oh man, we got California. Robert, good to see you. We need Patrick Waugh. Oh, Mark, yeah, Gideon's good, but he's rarely there. I know. He one he was recently featured. Him and his choir was recently featured on the new single by UK pop star James Blake. If you have a chance to listen to James Blake, All right. Nordiques. This is the last home game for the Habs until the 26th of February. Yeah, I gotta ask you guys. Yeah, by the way, it is absolutely Matheson Gooley tonight on defense on the top pair. May, may God help us all. But yeah, how do you guys feel about the Nordiques jerseys? This is the second time we're seeing them this year. We saw them on the road. A little different seeing it at home, though. Yeah, Matheson and Gooley on the first pair. So I think Gooley is finally 8 games, 9 games into coming back from injury. What a play by Gooley there on Netchus. Man, Netchus had a clear line to the net, and Gooley was able to get a stick around. That was beautiful. Habs should be in white, no? Yeah, well, they decided that they were both going to have away jerseys today. I don't know. Mark, you're indifferent about the jerseys. Fair. It's been a long time. Kelly thinks they're cool. And it's 1-0. Noah Dobson with the one-timer off the draw. Wow. First shot on goal for the Habs. Colorado already had 2. So big face-off win for Kapanen. Hudson comes in, goes into the high slot, takes a few guys with him, dishes to his left. Dobson is pretty much at the end hash mark near the boards, and he scores on the one-timer. That is 10 goals for Noah Dobson this season. Not a lot of defensemen in this league consistently score 10 goals a season. He is one of them. And your assists go to Lane Hudson, who's got 45 now, and Slavkovsky, who's got 23. Dobson from Lane and Salads. Ooh, are we calling Slavkovsky Salads now? I don't mind that. Amazing, all these goalies giving up short side goals. I know, right? Watching Caulfield consistently beat guys with those short side shots. Oh yeah, you guys are a bit laggy tonight. I'm watching on RDS, which is like right on time always. I can't stand the Sportsnet feed. Yeah, I'm watching the game on Sportsnet. Somehow you're about 30 seconds ahead. I know I'm watching the French RDS feed online with my online subscription. Well, I've cable and then I have cable and I watch on my computer. Just anyways, that's the setup I have. I have a lot going on, but I have a lot of tabs open. Uh, but yeah, RDS is the best feed in the game. Best team in the game with Pierre Wood, and then the best feed in the game. And Scott Wedgwood blocks up. Dano is getting. Dano is getting his hand checked on the bench after blocking a shot. So keep an eye peeled for that. He seems not, he seems in discomfort, but not in pain, which is good. Bob, you're watching on Center Ice Belt, and you're 3 seconds ahead of me. Oh my god, I thought I was watching in the full present, but now I'm watching in the past. Oh, Karen says 62% probability. Man, you remember when like a team used to go up 1-0 and that was it? Like in the trap era. Terrible. And it's 1-1. Guess who? Brock Nelson, who consistently feasted on the Habs. Oh, man. Using Hudson as a screen. What do you guys think? You guys think that was a softie? It looked like a bit of a softie, I'm not going to lie. I thought it was maybe deflected off of Hudson at first, but no. It looked like it just went clean in glove side on Dobesh. Brock Nelson is the second line center that they've been looking for since they let Kadri go. He's been amazing for them. I don't, big guy, doesn't play a big game. I don't know. He's just like good puck protection guy. Oof, looked like Montembeau. Again, oh boy from Talifer. Pierre Wood's starting to show his age. Unfortunately, he makes a ton of mistakes, but he's a legend. He apologized because he said that he was going to keep referring to Nate McKinnon as Stephen Finn, but only for tonight. Jacques Lemaire, always shout out Jacques Lemaire, ex-Hab. Evans and Bolduc entering the zone. Do they got anything going here? Avalanche going to get the first penalty of the game. Brock Nelson has 28 goals this year. Jeez Louise. That's crazy. And Samuel Girard, who I thought I had a little more going for him, but his career's kind of gone a little sideways, unfortunately. Oh man, we got a shorthanded opportunity. Really nice chance by the Avalanche, but now the Canadiens get to take it up the ice. All right, protected along the boards. Okay, now they get it back to the point. Okay, lots of room at the point. And it's good goal. They score 12 seconds into the power play. What a nice setup. Kind of circulated the puck along the boards, got it back to the point where there was a ton of room. So it's Hudson to Demidov, and then Suzuki's right in front of the net. Easy little bank in, left all alone. Blue says, you got to give the Young Habs credit being where they are in the standings, considering all the injuries they've had. I think they've been pretty good injury wise. They had like that one like run where a few guys got hurt, but I think things have kind of evened out a little bit for them. I think it's more great where they are in the standings without getting any goaltending all season. Another penalty. Another penalty, and hopefully not another night of weird calls. The penalties have been a little odd lately. There you go. That's the goal. Suzuki, assisted by Demidov and Hudson. So Hudson, yes, Hudson has 2 assists already tonight, up to 46. Unreal. Team MVP right there. Ryan, good to see you again. You say that's not a trip. I have to see the replay. Didn't look like it, but we'll have to see the replay again. Mark says we really need to try a different face-off person to start the PP. Glad we scored, but Suzuki always loses the initial face-off far too often. I will point out earlier that Deneau was on the bench getting his hand looked at after blocking a shot. So you might see him take some face-offs on the power play. I feel like we did see that before. But in this case, maybe they're just like going a little easy on him. So now we've got a Colorado power play. 13:33 left in the first, and it's 2-1 Habs. Habs have scored twice on 4 shots. Hey, Jake Evans down the ice. Does he have a... he gets, like, held up. But he wasted quite a lot of time, so the Habs will take it. We're down 1 minute into the Josh Anderson penalty. Suzuki breakaway. What a goal! Shorthanded goal. The Avalanche have given up 9 shorthanded goals this year. That's crazy. What a goal, guys. So Suzuki already today has a power play goal and a shorthanded goal. How did this one happen? So they win the battle on the boards, and then Kapanen just chips it to center ice. Suzuki sees it coming, makes his way, beats Wedgwood backhand. Real patience. Where does he do? Why does he do that in the shootout, man? What a nice play. All right, we're back to 5-on-5. Nice for Kapanen to get a point. I feel like he's been a little cold of late. Depending on how you look at things. There you go. That's the goal. Suzuki already is second of the night. Kapanen, Matheson, your assists. Nordique sweaters are bringing out the best of us. Well, they can't. They can't lose to the Nordiques, right, on home ice. That was a nice hit, Anderson on Malinsky. Is that the one he got the penalty for? That was a nice hit. It was worth it. Karma on the very weak tripping call. Karen asks, so why is Colorado wearing the Nordique sweaters exactly? So they did it a few times this year, twice against the Habs and then a couple other games. And the reason is to sell jerseys. I think the reason's to sell some jerseys. But it's fun. Hey, I think it's all in good fun. I don't think it's like no Habs lead is ever safe. Well, against Colorado, no lead is safe. They can pile it on better than anybody. Help the rise of separatism. That's good. That's funny, Rick. Who's their backup? Is it not Mackenzie Blackwood tonight? Because it's Wedgwood starting. Blackwood. All right. Well, the Colorado Avalanche getting near the midway point. They're having a little bit of trouble circulating the puck, getting in the zone. Yeah, so they used to be the Nordiques. Yes, that's true. They do have They do have lineage as an excuse, but otherwise, there's very little that connects the modern day Avalanche to the Nordiques. Oh, I guess they're the guy in charge, Joe Sakic, knows a thing or two about the Nordiques. Yeah, look at the Avalanche, man. They're not having a ton of luck getting into the zone. Pretty interesting. Nikushkin, who's a heavy, heavy dude with a hit on Carrier. That oof, and then Burns just fired a point blank slap shot into Kapanen's gear. Kapanen's all right, but definitely was not prepping to block that. Karen says the Nordiques mean nothing to me anymore. It's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, it has been a long time. It's kind of a weird thing, but the jerseys are back in style. I think that's really kind of just it. And they like excuses to wear different jerseys. You gotta sell the merch. There's merch to be sold. Bob approves of the jerseys in 4K. Ryan Katz says, I hated watching the Nationals wearing the Expos uniform. It was an insult. I agree. And I guess because I'm not a Nordiques fan, so I guess I don't feel that same like resentment. But you're right. I really hated when the Nationals wore the Expos uniforms. So I should show some solidarity with the Quebec Nordiques fans and hate this as well. I totally agree with you. Yeah, there's a photo of hi Joseph. Yeah, there's a photo. You can see a photo of Max Scherzer wearing the pitching in Expos. No, wasn't Max Scherzer one of the starters in one of those Nationals games? Terrible. Sorry about that. As expected, my dog was tired of being here, and I needed to open the door to allow him to go into the other room. I knew he was going to do it. Ryan says, in my mind, the Nationals and the Expos are two completely different organizations. Also, the way that it went down with like the leagues screwing the Expos over. You know, you can say what you want about the NHL screwing the Nordiques over, but the Nordiques did a fair bit of screwing themselves over. Also, they were a WHA team, so there's no loyalty to keeping the Quebec Nordiques around. And they got rid of them the first chance they got. The Bruins coach talked about Hudson, as he should. The Leafs wear the St. Pats sometimes. Should the Habs wear the Wanderers or Maroons? They won't wear the Maroons. They did that one season. They wore a bunch of old jerseys. You remember? There was that one season where they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna wear a bunch of like retro jerseys. I don't remember if it was the Wanderer. I don't think it was the Wanderers, but there was like that one with like the green globe on it and all that. But the Maroons they won't. They're still bitter about the Maroons. Oh, there's plenty of Expos caps and shirts at Nats games. Yeah, it's because the Expos swag looks cool and the Nationals stuff doesn't look cool. Oh, Makar tried to beat Hudson 1-on-1, and Hudson stood his ground, and Makar wasn't able to get the puck past him. Very nice defensive play. What a move by Demidov to get in the zone. And then, of course, what happens? The stick shatters in a million pieces. Oh, and Slavkovsky maybe a little too soft on that, but then he found Demidov coming up in the slot with a fresh stick. Oh, Hudson, what a move at the point. Losing the puck, though. Oh, Demidov finds Kapanen in the slot. Wow. I thought Texier looked all right in the Vegas game from the highlight. I didn't get to watch the full game live, but I got to watch like most of it in repeat. I thought Texier was pretty good in that game, but I get what you're saying. But I thought that was a great shift by the second line. Couple good chances there. Feels like a Nordiques Habs game by the score. Yeah, all we need is more penalty minutes. Need a couple fights. Then we're good. I hope his sugar high isn't the end of it. One assist in the past 5 games. Is this Texier? Is this about his contract? Possible. What about Jack Guy Middleton round 2? Oh my God, Middleton. Not many guys that dwarf Jack Guy in size. Middleton is one of those guys. Personally, I like that the opposing team wearing the colored jerseys. There has been some talk in the NHL about going back to the white jerseys. No, I feel like I've heard that. I don't know if it's like a full time thing, but I do think that there's some chatter about bringing the whites back for home games. I don't know how. Because they could always. I think the original thought behind it was, well, third jerseys are always colored, so we want to sell the third jerseys in the home market. But you can just switch it up anytime you want, as we can see tonight. Has anyone scored a hat trick and a Gordie Howe hat trick in the same game? I'm sure. I have no doubt that it's happened at least once. I wish I could tell you who though, Karen. I don't know who. They had a great scrap last year. I could definitely see it happening again. Blue says, I know Hugh says he won't mortgage the future, but if he could get Rob Thomas for Hage and a top 10 protected first and Line or Doc as a throw in, he has to do it, doesn't he? I don't know. Does he? All right, since Blue asked, would you trade for Robert Thomas? And if so, what do you think the Habs would have to give up to St. Louis to make that deal happen? Because I think it would take a lot. Hage makes a lot of sense. Rick Wood says they are not getting rid of Hage. Karen says, like the whites at home, I get to see the visiting team's colors. Fans can still wear red, just like Winnipeg fans wear white. Yeah, you don't have to wear the same jersey that the team is wearing. You can wear whatever jersey you want. Rob Thomas would give the Habs a 1A, 1B center for their prime years. They sure would. Robert Thomas is his career. He's the same age as Suzuki. No, they've kind of been like in tandem. Yeah, 26. They've been in tandem this whole time. They can drafted at the same time. Kind of the same type of player. Similar contracts. Both right-handed though, which maybe makes it a little complicated. I guess not now that you have Deno. Yeah, nice little play by the fourth line here, getting the puck out of the corner to Hudson at the point. Can they make something happen though? I mean, Doc is dangling. What a play by Doc. Rob Thomas is a proven commodity. Hage is not, so St. Louis will want at least JS as a start. Yuri Slavkovsky, oh my god, wow. I don't think that'll happen. But I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that for sure anybody who calls are gonna be like, well, give us Demidov. And then I think the conversation mostly stops there. Because I mean, if they're trading Rob Thomas, they're gonna want like a building block player there. Oh shit! Harry Meach comes in the clutch. Joe Thornton? had a hat trick and a Gordie Howe hat trick. Very nice, Harry. Thank you so much, Harry. How did you even find that information? That's amazing. I love it. Oh, what a block. That was Gooley again. Gooley had two really nice defensive plays this period. The Blues are going into a rebuild, Blue says. Yeah, but Thomas is the best piece they have to get something. So they're going to need like a building block player for that. I don't know who that entails, but they're going to want that. So for the second time this period, really nice play by Gooley. So Dobish kind of gave up a fat rebound there, and then Gooley with a nice block. Your dogs were looking for my dog? That's funny. They can hear it? Dogs are. You know what my dog does? My dog, when he hears a doorbell, he goes to the door and barks. But here's the thing, we've never had a doorbell. I lived in an apartment in NDG that did not have a doorbell. It had like a buzzer. And then right now I live in a in Côte Saint Luc in a high rise that's like phone operated. So why does he know what a doorbell is? Makes no sense. Well, that's a very, very nice period for the Habs. The Habs even outshot the Avalanche 9-4, which also means Dobesh gave up one goal on four shots, and it wasn't the nicest goal in the world. So you know, your mileage may vary, but all in all, a good. Rick asks, Eric, can you post the picture of Leafs coach Craig Berube after his accident? Methinks it was mutiny by Matthews that caused it. Yeah, hold on. Hold on. We were able to do this last time in the live stream. Berube, let me find the picture for you guys. Okay. This is the wildest one. Okay, hold on. So let's go to. I'm gonna share my screen, and we're gonna go to. There you go. Can you guys see? There you go. What the hell happened to you, Craig Berube? What happened to you, my man? What's going? What's going on here? Okay. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. There you go. How was that? Oh, now my chat's all weird. Hold on. What did I do? No, it's fine. Oh no, my chat is weird. Hold on. How do I get it? If I close this, what happens? Ah, layout. There you go. Now I'm back. I was all like, was all like all squooshed to one side. But I did get to show you guys the uh, the cursed Craig Berube. Crazy stuff, man. Sky Digger is pleasantly surprised by that period. Yeah, I think that's fair. Karen says they say he tripped in the weight room and hit his head. He sure did. Yeah, did he trip his head? Somebody told me he looked like he got a lobotomy. Like an old school like Frankenstein lobotomy, like just unreal. His wife. Oh my god. I hope not. Hello, Elio. How you doing? Crazy. All right. Speaking of the Leafs, rumors here that Nylander is up for trading. Should we trade for him? What do you guys think? I think no. I think he makes too much money, and I do think he's a very good player. I just don't feel like it's the fit that they're looking for. Like he's a big personality that they would be bringing in. I don't know if that's what they're down for. TSN Sportsnet now talking about the Habs in a non-game days. There's nothing left nice to say about that. Laughs. The Leafs are apparently Berube said the other guy looks way worse. Wow. You'd have to look like you're dead basically to look worse than Berube. Yeah, the Leafs are. I mean, yeah. I mean, how are you guys feeling? I not to derail this conversation and make it about the Leafs because who cares about the Leafs? But my God, the Leafs are not good. That game against Buffalo that they lost and they got really just ran out of the building. That to me was the end. They're like 8, 9 points back of a playoff spot, something like that right now. I just don't think they have it. I don't think any team has it in them to really come back. I know the Habs kind of came back like that last year, but I don't know, man. That's a big mountain to climb, and they don't look like they're anywhere near getting to that level. I don't think they've got the right coach. I don't think have the right general manager. I don't think they have the right vision for the team. And the East is really muddled, and the Atlantic Division is very difficult. And the Toronto Maple Leafs, I think, are clearly um, at the bottom. They're at the bottom rung of the Atlantic right now. Tampa looks great. Boston's gonna Boston. Detroit looks like they've turned the corner. Habs look like they've turned the corner. Senators are they've got some sneaky talent. If they can get all the weird room problems out of there. Um, Buffalo's red hot. Like it's not even a matter of the Leafs having to get hot because they did get hot pretty recently, but they made no ground. And I think that's where they're at now. Nylander is Garmin soft. That being said, I think he was one of their better players in the playoffs when things were not working out. Elio asks, "Do I think the Montreal Canadiens will be a contender in 2 years?" I do. I do think so. If they're going to add players and get better, but let's just like hypothetically say that like the main core of this team is just the main core of this team in 2 years. I think there's enough talent for them to win. They need to obviously supplement with more talent and uh, grinder guys and all that stuff and fill out the team and figure out who the goalie is. But I do think that they are the level of talent on the high end like top 6 guys on this team is as good as I've ever seen on the Habs. Since we'll say the late '80s when I started watching. So obviously I'm not comparing them to the '70s Habs or anything, but I think I do think that they have enough uh, to get to that level, and then they'll have to do a little more to get past that. When was the last time the Canadiens had a power play and shorthanded goal in the same period before tonight? This is a good question. Where can I see that? I don't know. The Leafs need a player like Marner. Watch them call on Panarin. You're gonna see some weird teams call on Panarin. I'm telling you. Artemi Panarin is a rare elite player, even if he's 34, a rare elite player hitting the market. And I do think that some teams are going to do something stupid and offer the moon when they're not that good. And they're going to sign him to a $14 million deal or whatever it's going to take. Uh, yeah. And I told you guys, I was adamant from the beginning that the Canadiens would be calling on Panarin. But now that it's clear that he's going to get traded within days, possibly, that they've already said they're going to sit him till the break. Um, I do think that the Canadiens are not going to be as much in the race as before. I think it's going to be too competitive for him, and I think that they were more like, if they were more clear that they were contenders, they would go for it. Yeah, exactly. Karen says, imagine if Nylander gave the finger. Oh my God, we would never hear the end of it. You can't do that. Bob says, my buddy went to the last Leaf game. Couldn't believe the number of empty seats. They're not selling out games anymore in Toronto. In Toronto, they're not selling out games anymore. It is what has happened there. They just have horrible management and direction right now, which was like, I think, to be expected when Rogers took over the whole thing. There was kind of a belief before that when it was Bell and Rogers, they had this kind of uneasy truce going, so there wasn't a lot of interference. Now that Rogers is fully in there, they're probably interfering a lot more. I don't have any evidence of that. It's just my hunch. And I will say that I think Rogers is just a little more. They're a little more of a baseball organization than a hockey organization. I don't think that they ever quite understood hockey the same way. Mario says, I find it crazy how terrible the Avalanche power play is. I know. They've got to be the best 5-on-5 team by like a sky mile, right? It's kind of weird. Columbus is in the mix for Panarin, which surprises me because didn't he play there already? Yeah, but they would have loved to keep him. He wanted to go to New York. He wanted to go to a big market, and he didn't want to play in Columbus anymore. But now that he's on the downswing of his career, potentially, he could be open to playing in Columbus again. It didn't sound like he loved it the first time. Columbus is a weird market that way. There's some guys who really like Columbus. Like Stu Cowan said, Columbus is great. Stu Cowan loves Columbus, but there's some players who just like they want some bright lights. There's some guys who want to disappear. I know when like Johnny Gaudreau signed there and when Nathan Horton signed there, they specifically said that they liked going to a smaller market. Um, and then you've got somebody like Panarin who like can't wait to get out of there and get to a bigger market. Matt Duchene was like, I want to be in Nashville. I don't want to be here. I want to be a country music star. So I don't know, but you know, at least they have familiarity there that maybe they can make a pitch to Panarin. Rick says, living in Toronto, the truth about Leafs fans today, they claim they no longer care. Truth be told, they are crying non-stop. Oh, I don't think they don't care. Just Toronto fans have just been hurt so many times by this team. They keep thinking that this is the year, this is the year, this is the year, and it hasn't been for the Leafs. And now they haven't looked this far away in a decade, but they don't have the team to make the playoffs right now, let alone go deep in the playoffs, which is what going into the season was what the hope was. You looked at the teams on paper going into the season. You were like, he's like they should still win the division. They might finish last in the division. Mark says Panarin will not go to Columbus. LA and Dallas are strong possibilities. Man, LA makes a ton of sense. LA makes sense. They just freed up some cash by trading Dano to the Canadiens. Dallas, man, how did they? Dallas, they got to sign Robertson somehow. I'm not saying that it's not possible. I'm just saying, man, if Jim Neal can get all those contracts on the books and under the cap in Dallas, I mean, he's already the best. He's probably already the best GM in the league. But if Jim Neal can do that, he's amazing. But Dallas is definitely the kind of team that's calling in on Panarin. I heard San Jose is interested, and that makes a lot of sense to me because they actually could make the playoffs this year. And to a team like San Jose, making the playoffs means a lot more at the gate than like for the Habs, right? Obviously, the Habs want to make the playoffs, and that's the goal. But like, if a team like Nashville or San Jose is like on the cusp of the playoffs, ownership will be like, you can throw away some futures to make the playoffs and get those two home gates, especially when you haven't been in the playoffs for a while. So I do think San Jose is gonna, if they think they've got a shot here, and Macklin Celebrini, who's definitely a Hart Trophy candidate, if they think they've got it, a chance, ownership will tell them to go, like go get something to win. They need those. They need the play. They need playoff dates for sure. Florida needs help if they believe they can make the playoffs. I mean, they have to try. They're built to make the playoffs, and they're gonna get Kachuk and Barkov back together. For sure, they're gonna try. There's no. I know Seth Jones out now too, and they got other stuff going on, but no. Florida Panthers are built to make the playoffs, so I imagine that that's what they'll do. San Jose attendance has been going up this year, very noticeable. I will say, Rick, as you know, I am a San Francisco Giants baseball fan. So through osmosis, I do watch a lot of Giants podcasts, and I do read a lot of Giants sports news. So I am pretty well versed in the NorCal sports scene as a result. And yes, you were very right. All the Giants fans are back on the Sharks bandwagon, which is very cool. All right, what do we got here? Macklin Celebrini seems better than Bedard. No, he is just straight up better. Macklin Celebrini is. I don't think people saw him as a generational guy, but I think he's definitely a generational guy. He's insane. Absolutely not. Perfect guy for that market. He's gonna make San Jose big again. I tell you what, guys. I said this last year, and I'm gonna say it again. In 3 years, so this year, next year, the year after, whatever that is, Habs Sharks in the finals. Let's manifest that. I think that'll happen. And it's going to be so good. It's going to be such a good final. So much talent. They need a little more defense help. They got like some guys coming in, but I could see it. All right, let's check out Money Puck. The deserve to win meter has it at 60% Habs. Uh, the Poly Market money line is 78 cents for the Habs. That's pretty good. High danger chances, just 1-0 Habs. Not Not a ton of chances right now. But then it's 7-3 chances for the Avs, actually. So the Avalanche do have more scoring chances. Any bets on when the chants start? Soon. Soon, I think. Okay, we're almost back here for the second period. Mark says, all my friends here in TO are dire Leafs fans. They are angry and disillusioned, and some are accepting. We'll see them at the Super Bowl party in Mississauga. Yeah, I think the Leafs have to ask themselves if it's worth starting to sell off like Lawton and McCann, and they got some good guys there, but guys that maybe they're not going to re-sign. So I think they should trade Lawton. They traded a lot to get him, and I think they can get a lot for him. All right, we're back for the second period. Oh, and Netchus with a chance. So that was a high sticking penalty on Caulfield on Lehkonen, our old pal. Arturi Lehkonen took a high stick. Okay. Karen says, I hope Tree Living stays there forever. Lol. Karen, you have been adamant from the beginning about Brad Tree Living being a lousy GM, and I gotta say, you've been proven right. I think he's done an absolutely terrible job there. Oh, Net just totally coughs up the puck, man. Their power play really does stink. Rick Wood says Nyes claims he never looks at the standings. He does care they play to win. This was on video, and boy, he was all kinds of arrogant. Oh, nice shot, Makar, and Dobesh covers it up. Very nice. Yeah, I saw that about Nyes. Steve Dangle, the Steve Dangle guys were pretty upset about it. I go to Steve Dangle when I want to hear how bad the Leafs are doing and have a little chuckle and feel good about my day. Ryan Katz says Brad Treliving destroyed Calgary. Man, he got dealt a bad hand that Matthew Tkachuk didn't want to stay, but that trade did not work out. He should have just taken Uyghur back and then. Oh, really bad giveaway to McKinnon in the slot. So Matheson tries to stick handle the puck behind the net. Net just steals it and gets it to McKinnon in front. Great save by Dobesh. Very nice play. Really? Sick Podcast is doing a podcast about the Leafs? Wow, good for them. Good for I gotta call up Tony. I gotta see it. That'll be great. Oh, nice shot block by what was that, Carrier? Morgan Burton. Hi, by the way. Nordiques is a French term that translates to northerners or Northmen in English. The name was chosen to reflect Quebec City location as one of the northernmost cities with a sports team. And it's a great name, by the way. I hope should they ever come back, they'd just be the Nordiques again. Like the Jets. Some names are just perfect. You don't need to like overthink it. Can't wait to see the hostess. Sid would be fantastic. You guys don't think it might be a Montreal guy? It might not be like a Mitch Gallo or something? Doesn't Mitch Gallo love the Leafs? Isn't he a big Leafs fan? Do we got a penalty here? Malinsky on Demidov? A little bit of confusion here. All right. Well, the Habs just successfully killed another penalty, and now they got a chance. Oh, yeah, a little high stick right on the top of his head. You don't see that very often, but Malinsky did not play that responsibly, and now the Habs got a power play coming up. And they're so far 1 for 1 on the power play, as you know. Is Mishkov turning into the next Yakupov? I've watched him play a few games this year, and he's looked awful. Yeah, he doesn't look like Rick Tocchet is not the easiest coach to play for. I feel like it maybe he's not a little bit of tough love right now. I think Mishkov's still too talented to not be good, but I can imagine Tocchet not being a happy camper. Oh, a nice passing play to Slavkovsky, but didn't quite get the puck on the right part there of the one timer. And Shane Wright's on the trade block. It sounds like. It sounds like he needs a fresh start out of Seattle, and that's a team where nobody can score. So if they don't think Shane Wright's the solution on a team that can't score for the life of itself, you know it's not good. Oh, some hot passes is going to lead to a 3-on-1 here, but pass sailed a little long, and now the Habs get a 3-on-2. Oh, and Slavkovsky tried to feed it to nobody. Trade Zarovsky for Wright. I don't think Canadians are big. I don't think Canadians brass are big fans of Shane Wright. I'll tell you that much. I think they're happy that Shane Wright is on another team and will soon be traded to another team. Karen's a fan of Breakfast TV, or was with Sid and Meredith. Haven't watched in months. I have not watched in a long time. I'm not much of a morning person. Dobson with a nice shot from the point there. It's back to 5-on-5. Morgan, you had a back and forth hockey junkie today about Dobesh, who he slotted in the below average category in his ranking video, too low. I mean, the thing about Dobesh is that the stats aren't really there, but they keep winning with him, so it's kind of like a thing. Are the stats gonna like come up as he plays more, or are the wins gonna start to go down? But so far, he's the best the Habs got, and they gotta ride him. By the same token, they anointed Mishkov a superstar after his first season. He's most likely better than his current production, so choose words wisely. Yeah, maybe he's not as good as he was when he came in, and then he's better than the guy that's right now. I mean, he is what in the second season. It's not, it's not easy. Morgan says the only stat that matters to me is Dobesh's one-loss record. No, I'm 100% in favor of Dobesh starting until the wheels fall off, and he needs a night off. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird that his record is so good, considering that his stats are kind of like whatever. You know what I mean? But I can't deny what I see. The thing about Dobesh that I like about him is that he doesn't seem particularly phased when he gives up a bad goal. Whereas I feel like you see that on Montembeau sometimes. Whereas Dobesh really just like has a goldfish memory and he'll let in a bad goal, but make a great save 2 minutes later. Oh, first line with a nice chance. No, it's not a first line. It's the fourth line, but with Texier still on the ice. Texier with a very nice chance play along the boards to keep that drive alive. Start Dobish next game. I think so. I think I would. Not that many games before the break, and all their goalies will be off for the break. So you might as well. Read a quote from Gretzky about Grant Fuhr. He didn't mind winning games 8-7 as long as they won. I mean, yeah, that's kind of like the thing. I mean, yeah, sometimes you want like a great shutdown goalie, but like if Dobe is just keeping them in games, you put up with maybe the fact that his stats don't look amazing because it doesn't matter. Will the Habs loan Monty back to Laval during the break to give him some playing time? I think they're just going to shut him down. Period. I think it's complicated. Like he has to agree to the loan, and all this business. I don't know if you can do it twice. I don't really know. I guess you could do it twice, but I think they're just gonna. I think it's very complicated to send somebody down because it's a collective bargaining agreement thing too. Because the break is like a mandated league break. So if you're not waiver eligible, I think it would also be frowned upon by the union, by the Players Association, that he agreed to be sent down. I no, I think my guess is that he just takes a break. Totally guess. Quentin Miller, hottest Hab prospect you may not know, back to back NCHC Goaltender of the Month awards. Yeah, he's one of those guys who, now that you can legally go from junior to NCAA, he did it. What a save by Dobesh. Just another horrible giveaway. Parker Kelly all alone in front. Dobesh is up to 10 saves now. The Colorado's got 11 shots. And now Hudson's creating in the offensive zone. We haven't seen the best of Dobesh or Fowler because the team has other problems. I mean, we definitely haven't seen the best of Fowler. Fowler's still new here, but Dobesh is very young. He's definitely got a lot more to gain here. Oh, another great save by Dobesh. Colton getting up to some business in the corner, get the puck out to Girard in the slot, high slot, and Dobesh really came out. There's a lot of traffic in front of him, and he just came out and made the save. Dobesh looking great tonight after that first goal. Dobesh clutch. Great passing and a better save. Yeah. Oh, Caulfield with some nice patience there. Missed the net, not by much though. Ah, breakaway Avalanche. What a save, Dobesh. Holy moly. Jakub Dobesh, you're having a period. Unbelievable. Yo, Dobesh playing. Marco's in the game tonight. Dobesh playing his best. Dobson with a nice shot on Wedgwood. Wedgwood makes the save. And they're chanting. All right, Slavkovsky very patiently on the zone entry, but he's keeping the puck here, waiting for his boys to come. But then Demidov got it back to the point. They still got a chance here. Oh, are you kidding me? So Gould, fuck. That's not good, guys. So Gouli took a hit by Manson, and you could see his shoulders slouching. I can't believe it. That looked really bad. Gouli was mad. Oh, here we go. Going into the corner. And Manson just completely sticks his elbow out. What do you guys think? Do you guys think Manson stuck his elbow out on that one? Kind of looked like it. Oh man, that looked really bad. Unfreaking believable if Gouli's hurt. I mean, obviously. I mean, unless they pop his shoulder back in and he's feeling hunky dory in 5 minutes. That one looked real bad. Gotta respect Bolduc for staying up for Gouli. Man, Manson was looking for someone to dance with, and Bolduc stepped up to the plate right away. Love to see that. Are you joking? You did that one game, popped it back in 30 years later, still bothered. Hey, Max, welcome back. What are you talking about? They did drop the gloves. No? Am I crazy? I mean, what did a So I mean, Gooley's down the tunnel, as you guys know. No penalty call. We're back to 5-on-5, and Dobesh, man, has been amazing. Nothing against Bolduc or Manson. No penalties were called. Mm. Why would there be at least fighting or roughing penalties for? I know. Now I feel like I'm going crazy. Like why? What happened? Did they not? Did they not fight each other? Am I crazy? I guess they didn't. I don't know. Gooley will be back, Rick said. Pimfash, welcome back. Gooley and Doc not made for the NHL. Hurts to say, but the evidence speaks for itself. Not looking good for our good buddy Gooley tonight. I guess I will let you know when I know more. Has Arbor been on the ice? 6 minutes, so 6:54 tonight. So not a lot. Not a lot for Arbor tonight. What the hell? Gooley is back on the bench. Are you kidding me? Looked like he was dead 5 seconds ago. How does that? How did that happen? How is Gooley back? Looked like it was a disaster zone, and now he's back. I don't know, guys. He might not play much the rest of this period, but hey, at least he's not getting checked out. What a miracle! Who had it? It was Rick. Rick, you were the one who said Gooley would be back. You willed it into. You manifested a healthy. You healed his shoulder. Like that actor in Lethal Weapon. Did somebody have a shoulder thing? I don't. I haven't seen that movie since I was a kid. I don't remember anything about it. Maybe he did pop it into place. Yeah, maybe. We got a Ghoulie is back. Have you guys ever popped a shoulder back? We heard Bob popped a shoulder back. You guys ever pop a shoulder back? Anybody else? Did you ever get the? I haven't. I've had a particularly satisfying shoulder crack sometimes. I've never popped it though. Oh, it was Mel Gibson. That makes sense. How's that not least elbowing. I don't know. Max says, you know who, the sheriff's. The sheriff's got to make a call here. Rick Wood says, doesn't care about Marty's game system. This is a fight that needs to happen. Otherwise, Hudson is next. Pimpfash says, Gooley's on the bench, but let's see if he can play. Well, so right now, Jackie's on the ice. We'll see if we see a little bit more Gooley. Harry popped a few things back the other day. Not a shoulder, though. Did you pop and lock? You pop and locker? All right, you guys want retribution on Manson, and I can't say that I disagree. But a 4-1 lead would also be nice revenge if they can get that. Cool. I mean, Gooley just landed a huge hit with with shoulder first. Crazy. What a game so far. How about it? It's 4-1. Goalie loses the puck behind the net. Evans scores. Jake Evans scores again. 2 goals in 2 games. Do we got a Jake Evans hot streak going here? Man, Wedgwood behind the net. Bobbles it. Evans gets there first. Beats Burns on the wraparound. And it's 4-1. Jake Evans not... I mean, he's been hurt. It's has moments. You know, since signing his contract, hasn't scored. Obviously, he went on that tear and then signed that extension. He hasn't quite been on a tear since then. He's still a very useful player, of course. But could we see Evans get a little hot maybe and get some goals? I mean, he could be a 10-goal scorer in this league. Oh my God, did Caden Gooley get an assist on the goal? Wow. Pimpfash. He hath risen, Gooley has. Unbelievable. I'm as shocked as you are. He looked in awful shape after that hit. I can't believe it. Man, hockey players are resilient. I would have been crying like a baby. Rick Woods, that hit by Gooley is what's been missing with the Habs. They have to be physical. That's why Gooley is so important to this team. Because he gives this team a lot of a physical edge on the blue line. Like if he doesn't play, they need to get another player like him. Unbelievable. 5-1 Habs. Kirby Dach gets in on the action. He's been playing all right. I gotta give it up to Kirby Dach. So here he is behind the net, and yeah, he just throws it out in front, and Kirby Dach somehow finds some room. Wedgwood. He's dressed like an old Quebec Nordiques goalie, playing like an old Quebec Nordiques jersey. How about Slavkovsky in front? Man, he almost made it 6-1. Can you believe it? This is the Avalanche we're talking about here? It's 5-1 Habs. A route against the Avalanche, the Nordiques, I should say. No, I thought that would have been something. I thought for a second there that he had it. I was like, man, if Dobich stops this one, what a night. But no, he did not. So it's only a 3-goal lead. This game is kind of nuts right now. And there's still a minute 50 left in what has been like a crazy period. Yeah, how many goals now? So we have in the last minute 29, we have 3 goals. And Jared Bednar looks very unhappy. Can't imagine he's pleased with how his Avalanche have played tonight. Only a 3-goal lead. The dreaded 3-goal lead. You gotta watch out. It's not over. 2-on-1. Suzuki with a nice shot. Texier rebound and kind of bounced out to Texier, but it bounced out so far. Not much Texier could do on that one. All right, second period over. It's 5-2 Habs. What a game tonight. Why do people break up lines that are working, especially when a kid line's playing so well and Suzuki and Caulfield can handle a line themselves? Yeah, I don't think. Man, you guys are really down on Texier. I thought he was all right in the. He's not having a great night tonight, but I thought he was all right in the Vegas game. I don't know. I don't think he's hampering the top line, right? Texas toast. Well, I'll give you that one, Mark. I'll allow you a Texas toast reference. Ooh, honestly, a piece of Texas toast right now would be so good. Can you tell I missed dinner? I kind of made it. I kind of half made it, and then I didn't eat it. It's waiting for me at the end of this game. Nick Suzuki and Cole Caulfield make everyone better. However, call out the assist numbers with text the last 6 games. Are you guys? Yeah. So he's got one. Is he? He's got 1 point in the last 6 games. Is that the thing? Yeah. No. Fair. Fair. He got off to a fast start coming here and hasn't been as good of late. But I don't know. I don't. I get it. He's got to perform. I don't think his future is as a here. Not being down on Texier, he isn't a permanent number one for sure. And the guy's getting paid $2.5 million. Like he's not getting paid to be a first line center either. I I liked. I don't know if you guys listened to the Arpin Basu podcast where he interviewed Kent Hughes, but I liked Kent Hughes's uh, explanation of why he signed him. And he said that Texier was really good at handling the puck in the offensive zone, which is kind of rare for guys. It's hard to find a guy who can do that well. So he did sign Texier for a very specific skill that I don't think he's lost. But I do think that he's not a top flight offensive player. So there's going to be lots of moments where he does not get a lot of points. As Mark says, oh, doesn't say because it's not loading for me. Hold on. Why is it not loading? Are none of these loading? There you go. Well, this shows we can compete against favorite teams. Hope this carries through to the playoffs. I know it's weird that they classic Habs, man. Mark Tallifer says, I think Doc will be on the first line before long. I think there's definitely a possibility of that. Arminio says the same thing. Doc is more talented and has been looking better since he's coming back. Yeah, I mean, look at Gooley, right? Gooley took about 8, 9 games before he finally looked right again. So I'll be a little patient. As Max said, Texas's 2-year deal is no longer considered just a waiver pickup. Yes, they've they've signed him on the dotted line. They've committed to him. I prefer Doc on the top line. What does a qualifying offer look like for Kirby? I believe the qualifying offer would be something in the 3.4 with the slight raise, right? So 3.5 million range, something like that. 3.5 mil. Really curious to see what happens in the offseason with Doc. But obviously, it's so much of him is dependent on how the rest of the season goes. Like, I think that the team would love nothing more than for Kirby Doc to figure it out in the last 30 odd games of the season. And then be like, okay, we'll resign you, and you too will be like a Texier type who will bounce up and down the lineup. I think I think the days of Doc, being penciled into the top six are probably over, but he does still looking good. But yeah, I think I get the Texier like not putting up points thing. Here, I don't think Tex is a first liner, but don't break up the Slav line. They're playing great. No one's older than 22. That's another thing, right? They're not going to break up the second line. Mark, same thing. He's not a first line forward. He's the bottom six at best. I think we're all on the same page about that. But I do think that Texier is enough talent to be like, when there isn't a set guy on the first line, he can kind of pop in. I feel like Lehkonen was that for that. He should have been that more for the Habs. I thought there was always kind of a thing where when guys got hurt and Lehkonen played up in the lineup, he like looked pretty good, and everyone was like, okay. And then he obviously went to Colorado and then was like this great complementary player. Um, not saying Texier is that good, but I do think that sometimes players, um, they do find themselves in a good spot. Oh, Karen asked a question about one of the games. Did I miss it? Kovalev scored on his knees. I don't. The game that I referenced above, I don't see it in the chat. Hold on. Where am I missing? Doc will be as successful as Drouin was. Damn. Damn. I mean, Drouin had a couple of 50-point seasons, right? Doc hasn't even done that yet, so Doc's still got a ways to go. Doc and Bolduc seem to be playing the game with the same speed, which explains their chemistry. Yeah, I think they're a really good fit together, actually. I think that makes a lot of sense, in my opinion. All right. Would you try Patrick Laine in the first line? Stephen Morris says no. Mark Talifer says no, he's too slow. Morgan Burton's bigger on Doc than most. He was a third overall pick with a high ceiling. He just got unlucky with injuries, and he's only 25. Everybody's written him off already. Romanov is way overpaid. Don't know what Alexander Romanov's got to do with anything. Lining on the Greyhound line, more like it. Are we doing a blog Saturday? I'm not doing a blog Saturday, unfortunately. Ryder, I don't know. Bus out of town for Line. Romanov's the top pairing D-man. Again, I don't know why we're talking about Romanov right now. Weird. I see no harm in trying Laine on the first line because some shifts, or for some shifts to start the game, just because he starts there doesn't mean he has to stay there. That's true. Kirby Doc's a problem child. Just ask anyone in Chicago. Seems like he's matured a lot. They seem to like him a lot in Montreal, though. His teammates do. So I don't know, Max. It's people can change. I don't know. Mark says I don't think it's wise to write off Doc. He's got skill. If he can stay healthy, he'll be good. Just wait. That's the age-old question with him, right? Though, can he be healthy? Bob Taylor says Line needs to be on the second PP unit in place of Galley. That is definitely. But then where do you put him 5-on-5? Does he just come out for the power play? Is he like the situational pinch hitter type? Doc has shown some moves tonight. Been skating well. Does Wedgwood come back? I don't. Did Blackwood play last night, or did the Avalanche play last night? I guess it depends on how Blackwood is. He's a good goalie, but they don't. I don't think they want necessarily. He's had injury problems. I don't know if they want to push him too much. Max would not let Patrick Laine put on a Habs jersey ever again. Damn. Oh, you're saying because of the Romanov Doc first. Okay, I get you. Karen likes Laine and Doc. I don't know if there's room for everybody though. And Newhook's gonna come back at some point. There's so many forwards. I don't know who's gonna say who's gonna go. Veleno's off now, and I don't know how he's gonna get back in. It's tough. I'm pretty sure I remember Patrick Kane not liking Kirby Doc getting traded. Well, I don't know how I feel about Patrick Kane, to be honest. All right. We are back for the third period. Laine on the second power play unit would amount to about 3-4 minutes a game. Oh my God. Colorado. Zoinks, don't print your winning tickets just yet. Colorado's a pretty good team in the third period. You wouldn't think the Hawks would draft Colton Doc, who's still there, by the way, if Kirby was trouble in the locker room. That's an interesting. It's a bit like the Jack Eye theory as well, where it's like, wait a minute, why would they not like Jack Eye if? Big save by Dobesh. Man, he had a... Slavkovsky had a broken stick, and Manson was able to get right in there. All these forwards and Habsblocks are touting a Nazem Kadri trade. It is ridiculous. We are set. And then Mark goes, Kadri only has 9 goals. Why on earth would we want him? Toughness? Ryan points out, another great save by Dobesh. He really did. Kadri makes too much money. He's too old, makes too much money. I can't see it. Max says, Line who can't skate. Doc, who's always injured. Great additions. I see a cup here. Damn. I mean, the rest of the top 6 pretty solid. Mark's happy to be wrong on line A, but is not sure. Rick's, on the other hand, feeling pretty good. Amazing that Burns is still playing. I know. Is he playing? I can't say he looks like amazing tonight or anything, but I guess he still plays well enough. Oh! McKinnon's been on the doorstep a couple times tonight. Has not been able to cash in, though. That was a close one. Oh, man. Doc playing with Suzuki almost had a chance to send him on a break, but a bit too hot a pass. I don't play favorites. Got a Alberta Premium Ryan, a Molson X to see me through the third. Oh, those are both excellent choices. I am now that we're only doing Canadian whiskeys. I do the Canadian Club Rye. I like, and just like Wisers, regular Wisers. Those are my two choices. I'm also definitely a cheap drinker. I don't I don't have a lot of good stuff right now in my cabinet here. Don't want Kadri. He's 9 goals, 26 his team on a team that's minus 24. Imagine if he was in Colorado. He'd be better if he was in Colorado, that's for sure. Colorado's coming on. Who's the best forward prospect behind Hage? Is it Wabeck? Rather thin. Uh, I think Zarovsky is the high end guy, but he's not coming anytime soon. So oh, Dobich with the save and the puck just Circa's Rye number 3. I will try Circa Rye number 3. I know Circa from like gin. I don't think I've ever had their Ryes though. It's 5-3. Dominant third period right now by the Avalanche. And they cash in. Dano. So Hudson wipes out coming back and leaves Colton wide open in front. Ah. Bob Taylor asks, "Who's your second favorite?" That's a good question to ask with the Nordiques in quote unquote in town tonight. Do you guys have a second favorite NHL team? Nice play by Doc. Blocked the shot. He's going to get the 2-on-1 going. And it's 6-3. You know, you guys seem to like pop in a lot when the Avalanche score, and then you're like, I saw this coming. Yeah. And then I have score like a minute later. So I don't know. I don't think we're seeing anything coming. This game is just to track me. This game's gonna go. This game's just gonna go down to the wire. Just gonna go down to the wire. But what a huge block by Doc, who I guess is on the first line now. This is 3 shifts now that I've seen him with Suzuki. Kirby Doc gets his second point of the night. Attaboy. Big shift, Carrier. Carrier's having it good. How about it? Oh, man, another chance. Now the Doc fans coming out of the woodwork. This is Doc's night, baby. I think that I know you guys are talking about Texier and Doc. I think tonight's the night that Doc wins the first line job back. Doc's better than people are giving him credit for, you say. How about Kirby Doc again? Uh, Nansen kept him to the outside, but there is a chance there. Yeah, it was Doc who had the block. What a play. 6-3. I mean, guys, this one's going to go down to the wire, I think. That's how I feel. Hey, a career high for Carrier. 6 goals on the season. Not too shabby. Avs, Dallas, Mini, all playing great hockey this season. I know the 3 best teams are in the Central. Right after I said Doc and Gooley aren't designed for the NHL because of injuries, they basically go to beast mode. Maybe they have the live blog on the bench. Maybe you should buy a lottery ticket, pimp, and then just put like all the opposite numbers in your head. Is that a thing? You've got the opposite power today, which is good. It's a blessing and a curse. Prediction: the Habs will not win a cup with Noah Dobson on the team. Why are you singling out Noah Dobson? I think he's pretty good. I mean, he's on the team for another 8 years, so they better hope he's good. It's just me, or I haven't seen Caulfield in a while. Yeah, he had a couple chances like early in the second. It's been pretty quiet since then. We haven't seen much of Caulfield. They moved the lines a little bit. They had Doc with Suzuki. They had Bull Duke and Slav. Caulfield's had a bit of a weird night, I will say. That's fair. He's only played 10:56 tonight. So, I don't know. Is he hurt? Arminio says Bolduc's been much better lately. I agree. He's streaky, which is fine. Mark says Arbor's had a rough game. He also hasn't played very much. Max, they did lose to Ottawa, so they're definitely slumping. There you go. 7-3. My goodness. Unreal. What a 7 goals on the Colorado Avalanche. Best team in the league. I know they're cold right now, but now they're really cold. Oh yeah, and it's true. The Avalanche scored 7 on the Habs the last time they met. Really nice little play by Kapanen, playing the carom and then just kind of putting it out in front. And Slav was on the doorstep. Unreal. 20 goals for Slavkovsky. So yeah, the last time they played, the Avalanche did beat the Habs 7-2. So returning the favor with a touchdown and an extra point tonight. Yes, exactly. Karen was on it first. So that's 2 assists for Kapanen tonight as well. Not bad. Yeah, everybody, answer Habs Absolutely Hockey's question. How y'all feeling? 7-3 game. There's been a lot of ups and downs tonight. Sometimes you guys are feeling good. Sometimes you're not feeling good. But it's 7-3 right now. It's pretty wild. Well, you're asking where's Caulfield? There's Caulfield getting really hacked, not stopped fast on the neutral zone. So I don't know. Maybe he's not feeling great. Whatever. The Olympic break's coming up. They got 3 games to the break, so just hang in there, guys. If you're not if you're not feeling great, man, McKinnon's been stuffed all night. Has every line scored tonight? I think so. They've really been messing with the lines tonight, though. Oh, you coming back? Enjoy. Man, Manson's in their kitchen, in Dobesh's kitchen. Well, they got a broken stick to deal with, but whatever. They get the clear. And now they're really going to waste some time. There's 6:40 to go. Yeah, exactly. Cole's gonna get a nice break, so he's just gotta hang in there until then. Josh Anderson with tons of speed, trying to set up Gallagher in front. The NFL is 100% rigged. I got to tell you, I have no interest in another Patriots Super Bowl. I don't care much for the Seahawks either. That's such a boring Super Bowl. I don't even know anybody. At least when it was like the Eagles, I got like friends in my life who like the Eagles. People who like the Pats, I don't want to deal with them. Get out of my life. And I don't know anybody knows. I don't know anybody who likes the Seahawks. Maybe got some Russell Wilson fans from back in the day, but that's about it. Didn't eat my gummy tonight. Ooh, save it for tomorrow. It's Friday. TJF tomorrow. Dobish has been amazing. Really has been. He's 23 saves tonight, but like big ones, like lots of big ones. This guy makes big saves, and maybe it's because he doesn't make it look easy. So they all look like big saves when he makes them. But hey, I'll take them. You rather the Seahawks than the Patriots? Me too. I mean, I would rather the NFL cease to exist than the Patriots win. Exhausting organization. They're like the Dodgers to me. Yeah, let's get Suzuki that hat trick. Oh yeah, no points tonight for Dano, Anderson, um, Gallagher tonight. That's true. Nice block by Dobson, and then Dobish makes a save. You like Houston? Yeah, I get behind Houston. Houston's all right. I don't have a. I'm an NFL orphan at the moment. I don't have a team. Maybe I'll have one day. I don't know. I was a fan of the St. Louis Rams for a bit, and then I don't care much for LA. So, oh, we got a Seahawks fan. Karen's down with the Seahawks, or just really doesn't like the Patriots. I don't know which is which. I think there's been 30 hat tricks in January in the league. Period. That's pretty good. Derek May's been great. That's his name, Derek May. Somebody May has been great to watch. Fine, fine. At least it's not Tom Brady again, right? That was exhausting. You have to play Dobish tonight, right? I agree. Here, I'll ask you guys. Dobish Saturday? What do you think? You guys going with You guys riding the hot hands? Or are you gonna give Montembeau another chance? We got a big yes from Mark. Does Derek May go in for the Habs? Can he play goalie? Blue says yes. They say what? Habs Absolutely Hockey says watch the Habs put Monty in. I hope not. Karen says yes. Ryan says yes. Habs says they need to put him in, but they might not. Arminio says Dobie. Rick says don't have to be an Einstein. Put Dobie in. Morgan doesn't like the NFL anymore. Too many ad breaks. Too American. Too rigged. I'm a CFL guy. Go CFL. Go Herb Zukowski. Buffalo's too important. Dobish needs to start. I like it. Karen says, I don't think they play Monty on Saturday. They give him a few weeks to work with Marco. I agree. I think that's the move. Because also, Dobish gets 2 weeks off too, right? So you can play him 3 games. It's not going to kill him. God, Joe Sakic looks old. No offense to Joe Sakic. Panthers are down 4-2 to the Blues. I think the Panthers are in tough. I think the three-peat, which is impossible to do, not looking good for them. Still wouldn't want to meet them in the playoffs, though. 4:18 left. It's still 7-3. CFL all the way. I like it. CFL love. Most goals allowed by Wedgwood this season. Wow, and he's had a good season. Karen, we got another CFL fan. I like it. Let Dobie become the next Glenn Hall. Yeah, how many games did Glenn Hall play straight? 8,000 games, something like that. Some crazy number. Dobie every night. When Colorado scored early this period, it didn't phase the team. I know. I feel like it phased us more than it phased the team. The Colorado Avalanche will never wear the Nordiques jerseys again. Karen's watching the Super Bowl. Bad Bunny fan. I'm a Bad Bunny fan. That's true. I watched Bad Bunny. Offense and defense pulled through tonight. Last season, the Habs benefited from the Four Nation break. This year, Habs could be a bat out of hell after the Olympic break. Unbelievable effort the last 2 games. I know, man. They beat the Avalanche and the Golden Knights. This is wild, man. And they can't beat the Sabres. Go figure. Or the Bruins, and I think they're better than the Bruins. That Bruins game was a bummer. I gotta admit. We got 145 to go. Clearly, both teams are content to let the clock run, but the Habs have a 2-on-1 here. Demidov tried to take it to the house alone, but big Brent Burns able to just kind of bear hug him off the puck. What the hell is a Bad Bunny? Bad Bunny is a Puerto Rican kind of rap, kind of mix between kind of rap and pop and reggaeton. Very good stuff. You like Latin music, like really kind of fun experimental rap Latin music. I think you like Bad Bunny. If you like those things, if you don't like those things, you probably won't like it. But it's very good. Thanks for coming, Mark. And yeah, I feel like feeling pretty good about the Habs after this one. I think they It's been a good week for the Habs. They look like they were starting to falter a little bit, and it looks like they're going to head into the break, hopefully with a bit of steam. Dobish and Susie, the big reasons for tonight. I know Dobish had a good game tonight. Okay, we're in the final minute of play. It's 7-3 Montreal. Dominated the best team in the league. They're going to burn those sweaters. I love that. That's funny. $23 seconds. Oh, we're going to get Middleton and Jack. I kind of want to go at it. Oh, they're going to go at it. The refs are trying to get them to stop. Jack and Middleton, they want to go, but with 20 seconds left, they're not going to let it happen. Thank you so much, Rick. I know I'm going to do the weekend games, I think, after the break. I sort of had just some scheduling stuff. It's difficult. I do need one evening to go see my family, basically. Let my family know that I'm still alive. Why didn't they let them go? Because there's 20 seconds left, and they just don't want to. They don't. They just don't want to deal. They want to get out. They want to get on the plane. Get on the plane and get out of there. I'm more of a Plume La Traverse guy. Oh my god, the references tonight, Morgan. I love it. We also had a Sky Diggers reference tonight. Love it. Okay, we're in the final 10 seconds here. That's it. That's all. 7-3 final. The Canadiens. And a very, very nice start for Jakub Dobesh. Lane Hudson, 2 assists. Otherwise, really spread out offense. Demidov, Kapanen each had 2 assists. Bolduc with 2 assists. Doc with 2 assists. And then, of course, Nick Suzuki had 2 goals and an assist. But yes, a very odd night for Cole Caulfield. Played 12:49. Could imagine something was up with him. Could imagine he was not totally there. Always fun when the Liveblog scores 7 goals. Yeah, it makes a lot more typing for me, but that's okay. Yeah, they totally reversed the last game. Good win versus a good team. Thanks for joining, Karen. Thanks for coming. Max says sent the message tonight, and they didn't let Jack Eye go with Middleton, but he would have gone. Glad to be back, Harry, and we'll see you next week. TSN 690 was talking earlier this week about an expected loss. Hey, man, you never know. You never know what's going to happen. Just wish there was a consistent blog. I wish too, but unfortunately, on Tuesday there was a blackout, and there's nothing I could do. But hopefully, and apparently Monday there's gonna be a blackout too, so I'm gonna have to go find somewhere else to do the game. So apparently, Cote St. Luc is cutting off my power for 8 hours on Monday, so I'm gonna have to figure something out. But I'll figure something out for you guys because it's a big game against the Wild, and we gotta be there. Oh, apparently we didn't need him tonight. Cole Caulfield, yeah, weird, eh? All right, so I'll see you guys on Monday. We'll do Monday, Wednesday. Hockey Inside Out this week. Fantastic episode with Rick Green and Chris Nyland, as always, and Stu. Herb Zukowski's going to have the hidden game after this. And then about last night, you'll get tomorrow morning. And we've got all kinds of interviews, as always, all week. And yeah. Super happy you guys could join me. That was a fun game. Dobesh Critics will be talking about his sub 900 save percentage tomorrow. I know, but we saw the truth. He had to make a lot of big saves tonight to make this win happen. So thank you so much for joining, and I'll see all you guys on Monday. Amazon Prime Monday. Oh no, I can watch it on RDS. Thank God, because I did cancel my Amazon subscription because I never use it. So, if you have Amazon, enjoy. They do a good broadcast, though. All right, have a good one, y'all.